Up. Just when you think you have the orientation right, that's okay, because I have a second setup right here, because I knew you was going to try it. Every time I think I have the orientation right, I don't. Hey, y'all. Welcome to All Things Female. I'm your host, Fury. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Fury World. Girl, it is not the new year. Definitely not the new year. Our calendar been changed so many times. It used to be March till 1752. Now all of a sudden New Year's in January. It's not. So if you've ever had like New Year's resolutions and you weren't able to hit them, that's because energetically you were not supported by the universe at that time, girl. It's winter time. We're supposed to be resting. So these are 12 things that I want to change this year because I'm a new being. I'm a new person. You know, I still want the same things for myself at the deepest level. Like, I want the best for myself and my family. But how I'm planning to get there has totally changed. Totally changed. Okay. So I wrote this down on the 2nd. It is now the 18th because I had to really sit with myself and see how I feel. I do that now. I do that especially when I've learned new information. The research part is easy. It's taking the new information and applying it to your life so that you can change and making sure that you can be consistent with that change. So that's the journey I've been on. So I wrote these things down, but I really wanted to like ruminate with it. Is that the right word? I really wanted to sit with it. So I was sure that it was something I could do and that was what I really wanted. So the things I'm doing differently this year, the first thing is no more self-abandonment. That's a new word that I've learned over the past month. I show up consistently. So I can't remember where I read about it, but it was about procrastination. And they were saying that you're abandoning yourself when you keep procrastinating. If you have a goal and you just don't do it, you're not showing up for yourself. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to change that? I've always been a big procrastinator. I think when I was younger, I was really afraid of success. And I didn't realize it until I was older. Because, first of all, that's a lot to maintain. Once you accomplish a goal, you're like, how am I going to protect it? How am I going to maintain it? If you write a song and it goes platinum, it kind of makes you nervous about writing another song because it's like, this one has to go platinum, and then it affects your creativity, and then you're not being authentic, and now you're having an existential crisis, and then it's like you're ruined by your success. So I was self-sabotaging by not showing up. If you have an appointment, go to it. You know, if you say that you're going to go exercise, you should go. Excuse me, you should go do that, especially if you're always complaining about being overweight. If you want to learn a new language, you should actually download the app and put money aside and pay for it and learn the language instead of just complaining that you haven't accomplished the goal that you've always had. So no more self-abandonment. I've been studying athletes because they're really hardcore and they have to stay consistent to be successful. So that and military people, because again, they're very disciplined. So whenever I don't feel like doing something, I kind of just like push myself, like, don't be a pussy, do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, your will has to be stronger than your want not to get off your behinds. 2, no more delusional thoughts. Okay, so delusion can be helpful. You know how they say fake it till you make it? It's like embodying that which you want to be before you've actually accomplished it. So you're aligning yourself with your destiny. Like, you cannot be a successful business person if you're always dressing like you're going to the gym. So maybe do things that align yourself with what you want to be instead of just like dressing for where you are or performing for where you are. You know, Dolly Parton, I remember being a young girl and watching a documentary about Dolly Parton talking about her mom and how they were really, really poor. Her mom always told her and her siblings, you don't have to look like where you're at. You're always going to be clean and you're always going to be neat. You're always going to smell good. And, you know, they carried that into their adulthood to the point why, and I feel like that's why Dolly Parton is so humble. I never forgot that and I always carried it with me. So that's why when I was outside and I was in the trap, nobody knew I was on drugs for years because I was still on the outside. I looked like I was a square, but no, I was a total junkie. So no more delusional thoughts. When I say that, I mean about other people and about myself. Like the delusion is that, oh, you're bipolar and you can't go outside and you have to stay in the house. That is delusional, girl. No, you are reacting to a messed up environment. You are not going to die if you step outside. You have to push yourself into being uncomfortable if you want to change. That type of delusion. Delusion like, oh, that person loved me even though that person abused me. That type of delusion. Like we're going to grieve somebody that did nothing but try to destroy us just because they're dead and we love them and they're not here. Well, guess what? When they were here, all they did was cause you trauma. So what are you really grieving? Like that type of delusion. Because I would be very delusional about people because I saw them through their potential and not who actually they were. And it didn't matter what they did to me because, oh, they have so much potential. No, they have potential to kill you because that's what it comes down to. And that's what my brain goes down to. If you lie to me, you can kill me. If you're steal from me, you can kill me. You know what I'm saying? So if I see a character flaw in someone, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Everybody can get cut off. Ice, ice, ice. Out of here. No more delusional thoughts. See things as they are. Yes, girl. Because, like, you're not here to save the world. You're here to develop yourself. So if somebody's determined not to change, why are you destroying yourself trying to get them to change? That's not your job. And it took me almost my whole life to realize that. I thought I was supposed to be some type of superhero. And, we all got to ascend together. No. We all going to ascend in our own time, okay? Some of us learn quicker than others. Some of us don't want to change. Some of us don't think there's anything wrong. Some of us are fast asleep. Some of us are already gone. So you just got to let people be where they are. It's not my problem anymore. I'm tired of being stressed about everybody else's decisions. Perfect segue. Number 3, radical acceptance. Yes, that's what it is. You saw what you saw. They said what they said. That person is who they say they are. You see it. It's like the veils drop. Nobody can hide who they are anymore. People are literally shape-shifting on camera. Did you see that, John? Yeah, I saw that shit. Pass me another beer. Like, yeah. Radical acceptance. This is what it is. This is what we got to work with. What we going to do about it? It's not hard, but it ain't easy. It's not impossible, but it needs to be done. 4, radical faith in myself. Yeah. Man, it's like religion is a trap to get you to try to worship something outside of yourself and to believe that you are powerless without something else. And it's like, if you're going to say that, why don't you put it in a way that empowers people? Like, there's something out there bigger than you that's supporting you. How come religion doesn't say that? Why is it always fire and brimstone and you're going to die if you don't follow these strict rules? Because that's not what my personal relationship with what I guess you would call God, the universe, nature. That's not the treatment I've gotten. I haven't gotten judgmental treatment. I haven't gotten you're going to burn in hell treatment. None of that. I've gotten chance after chance after chance, understanding, abundance, luck, guidance, all of that. Like, I've put myself in a lot of messed up situations. Other people have put me in messed up situations, but it was never God. Radical faith in myself. Yes, I feel like it would be so much more productive for people to be empowered to understand that, yeah, you are powerful. And then you wouldn't feel so hopeless, like, oh, it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't affect anyone. Yeah, it does affect us all. We're all connected. Like, our consciousness is connected. So whatever you do affects everybody. So you need to get it together. Radical faith in myself. Because I'm the only one that's going to save me. No one's coming to save me. That's another delusion that religion feeds people is, oh, somebody's coming to save me. Girl, no, ain't nobody coming to save you. You better pick that book up and find out what everyone else has done before you that has actually ascended and gotten out of this freaking matrix. Like, there are breadcrumbs of truth out there everywhere if you stop being distracted with everything else and just follow them. But you have to be able to trust yourself to be able to get there. It lights up. Like, you can get your intuition so good that you could be taking a multi-choice test and not know the answer and just look at 4 options and just focus and just say the truth. Show me the truth. And the right answer will highlight as if a highlighter comes across it. You just have to learn how to tap into different frequencies. Nikola Tesla, I wish he was still alive because that man was really onto something. Everything is energy and frequency, and you can perceive it. And once you tap into that, man, the universe be showing you all types of stuff, and it's so cool. It's so cool. Radical acceptance, no, radical faith in myself, and I stopped caring. Yeah, I had to like detach. I had to detach my emotions from other people's decisions. In politics, in my family, like, I can't keep stressing myself out about what my kids are or are not doing, or what the world is or is not doing, girl. That's above your pay grade. You need to focus on you. It's inside, inside. Everything's pointing inside. 5, letting things go. Yeah, like controlling, just wanting to control everything, because for so long I felt like everything was out of my control. But I had to realize that it was me I have to control. My passions, my rage, my anger, my fear, my sadness. It's me I have to control. I can't, and maybe that's why you so manically try to control everyone else, because you're the one that feels out of control. You're the one that's scared of yourself because you don't have no discipline. And I had to realize that. And that's why I started making myself go outside every single day, regardless of how I felt, because I wanted to discipline myself and be able to trust myself that, yeah, girl, you're going to show up. You on autopilot. You know how important this is. And I always think of myself later on in life. Say I wake up tomorrow and I don't want to walk. I don't think about not wanting to walk today. I think about 30 years from now, which version of me is going to be like, God damn, I wish you would have got up and walked, because now I can't walk. And had you walked 30 years ago every single day, my ass wouldn't be up here on crutches now. So you got to tap into the future, better version of yourself. That's what I do. I learned that in a TED talk. It was like, if you could talk to the future version of yourself that had accomplished every goal that you have, and you could pen a letter to yourself right now, what would it say? And it just had me thinking backwards, which my brain already thinks backwards, but I think from my future self. So I make decisions today that is going to form my future self that I want. Yeah. I stopped caring. Yeah, I had to stop caring because these teenagers not gonna put me into an early grave. I stress about everything to the point now they're starting to get stressed because I'm stressed. So I just need to stop caring, because you can't control other people. But what I can control is myself. You can work a room just based on how you carry yourself. So I learned, if you really want to control other people, you got to control yourself. It's the truth. It's just the truth. Just like how manipulation is a tool for survival, it is, especially for women. You say manipulate and you think that someone has bad intentions. No, I'm talking about manipulate, like literally manipulate energy. Like, get this person to go over there, or attract this person to want to do something. You know, it doesn't mean that you're trying to hurt people. Intentions matter. No, I'm trying to move people around the board. We on the chessboard. Some people are pawns, some people are knights. Like, get everybody to play their position. Because I think people forget we're playing a role. Like, play your role, sir. Play your role. Like, I don't know what y'all be doing. Releasing extra weight. Like, literally releasing extra weight because I'm 20 pounds overweight. 6, no more emotional attachments. Yeah, girl. Get that shit in check. Appreciate the time that you have. Yeah. Especially with my kids. I used to not be able to wait till I could get through a conversation, because my kids were just talking, because I wasn't listening to listen. I was listening to get to my chores. Them chores don't matter. Them kids are never going to be this version of themselves ever again. And I had to realize there are certain pockets of time you only get a chance to do certain things within that span of time, like little portholes of opportunity that will close up. And if you don't do a certain thing now, then that version of events that could have happened will never happen now, because your ass didn't want to take advantage of that opportunity. And I'm not about to have that happen. Appreciate the time you have, appreciate what you have, and who you have it with. Yeah, I learned if you want to manifest more, you got to appreciate what you have. And I don't know that I want more, because that's more responsibility. That's what I was telling my daughter, like, you want to be, oh, I'm such a princess. Like, girl, do you know what royalty does? Royalty has a lot of responsibility. They are responsible for the life and the death of everyone that looks up to them, girl. You don't want to be royalty. And you don't want to be an adult, because you are responsible for everything in your life. You ain't got to do nothing but wake up and go to sleep right now. You got it pretty good. Just stay a kid and be happy. You don't have to do nothing. But yeah, I do appreciate spending time with my kids. One, because they are so funny. They are hilarious. And lucky for them, because I would have choked them out by now. Because they mouth, oh my God. But they get it from their mom, so I can't really say nothing. But they're going to grow. And you never know when you wake up and one of your family members is dead. That's happened to me so many times. Oh my God. The way I cussed out my ex-dead husband before he died, girl, it was a shame. But I meant what I said. I meant what I said. It had to be said. I didn't know he was going to die after I said it. It's not funny. But laughter is a perfectly logical and natural response to stimuli. I don't know what else to do because it's just so tragic. But it happened. So, 7, more silence and more stillness. Yes. And this has worked with my kids when they piss me off. At this point, I just pull one of them and they act right. I don't know. The fussing doesn't work. You're repeating yourself. I clocked it. I've been repeating the same phrases since 2019. There are 5 things that my kids have continuously done that I've fussed about it every day since 2019. It is 2026. Well, 2026 is not 2026, but 2026. And they are still doing that. And I said that to them the other day. So clearly there's something I'm doing that doesn't work. Because, like, what if they were dogs that I was training? And I was training them not to pee on the floor. If I had them dogs for 5 years and they were still pissing on the floor, obviously what you're doing is not working. So I just stopped. I stopped fussing. I stopped repeating myself. And things have gotten a lot better and I'm a lot less stressed. I think they think I'm going mad. But whatever they think, it's working. And more stillness, yes. A year ago, I couldn't meditate. I couldn't do a lot a year ago. But now I run to that because I'm so overstimulated by everything. Like, everything is too loud. I swear I can hear 2 towns over. It's insane. I heard a buzzing in the background of the world for like 2 days. And I thought I was going crazy. Luckily, one of my kids heard it too. But it's like, what are you supposed to do? You supposed to call the police? Oh, 911. I'm sorry. Do you hear that incessant buzzing? Like, where's it coming from? Like, no, you kind of just deal with it and try to focus on other stuff. But I run to that stillness because the lights are too bright and I can smell everything when I go outside. And it's just, I love being in the dark. I love just sitting still because everything's going so fast. And now I run to the breath work because it's the only thing that keeps me grounded. So yeah, I guess we're doing okay because I could not do this a year ago. I ran to the distraction. I needed it. I had to watch YouTube 10, 12 hours a day. I had to be focused on anything but what was screaming inside of me, you know? It's my trauma. We need you to talk to us. It's your shadow. We need to be integrated. Like, I was not with that shit. It was too many, like, memories of me being a bad mom and them taking my kids, people doing stuff to me that is just disgusting. Just, I could not handle it. But it just gets to a point where the intrusive thoughts get overwhelming and you just want to take back control over your darkness. Me and darkness sat up there and we rumbled like, look, obviously you're not going nowhere. You're not about to run my life. So look here, this is my body. This is my mind and you're my darkness. So this is what we finna do. And I integrated my shadow and now we work hand in hand. And I realized I don't have to be a goody two shoes. You're never going to be that. And you don't have to be the darkest of the dark because I ain't finna be like, let me shut up. That's not funny. I'll be forgetting I'm not talking to my family. Girls, it's still your job. Rein it in. Rein it in. Yeah, I'm not trying to be out here like discussing in these streets. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to be the best at it. And I'm the best at being the gray area of a human being. A mixture of the light and the dark. I don't want to be a goody two shoes. And I literally cannot be the worst of the worst. I'll just be happy with being who I actually am. And that's the journey because everyone you be fake out here. I'm not going to be fake. Like, I can't live with myself. I'd rather be dead. I'm not going to be fake. For what? For people who are faking too? Y'all faking. Y'all be faking. I think we all fake. You wouldn't be able to get a job. If you were your real self in a job interview, half of us would never have had a job. I promise you. Especially when people ask you stupid questions. Or they... Never mind. That's not what this is about. Anyway. More silence, more stillness. We all need it. 8. Open to... No. See, I don't even know... Okay. I'm going to tell you what I wrote, but this is bullcrap, and no. Open to dating next year and driving. I'm definitely open to driving, but I'm not open to dating ever. I'm good. Single, celibate, period. End of discussion. 9. Higher quality experiences and items. No more going cheap. Yeah. I don't know why. I was like this ever since a child. I remember going Christmas shopping with my adoptive mom. She would let us pick one toy like a day or two before Christmas that we could see. And I remember going, and I love stuffed animals. And there was this dog. It was like this big and it was automated. Oh, God, I love that. They had the best toys and the best cartoons. Anyway. And I could pick anything in that store that I wanted. And I picked the dog that had one eye. Why did you pick the dog with one eye? Because he has one eye and nobody would want to adopt him. I love you. Come here, you broken thing. And that is exactly what I've done my entire life. Anything broken and abandoned, come here, I'll take you in. That's how I ended up marrying my husband. So, no shade, no shade, but you know. But yeah, so no more of that. Like, you deserve good things. There's nothing wrong. Like, my kids, I don't even know how they end up having designer. Even when I go to the thrift store, I'm looking at the quality of the clothes and I'm looking at what's on sale. But they end up having designer just as lounge wear. Like, I didn't even realize it because that's not, I'm not a flexer, in case you can't tell. I'm not cool at all. That's not what I'm focused on. Like, I'm out here ducking and dodging demons and shit. I ain't got time to worry about somebody's brand name. Like, oh, I have my own little line. It's not a clothing line. I just have a couple little pieces, and I have a lot more that I haven't even uploaded. Projectfury.etsy.com. Check it out. But there's no reason for you not to get the best of things, especially when you're as old as I am. You know, show yourself some love. And that's why I always eat, and I only eat my favorite foods, healthy foods, but my favorite foods. I make my meals very luxurious. I take a lot of time to prepare them because that's my way of showing myself love. Okay, 10. Go for what you want. I finally realized that there is no cap to my evolution. I can always grow and I can always change and improve. Girl, not even 3 years ago, I had pretty much nothing. I had nothing, and I really had to rebuild my entire life. Girl, I got my whole life story on my playlist if you want to see it. But I just get tired of going back there because I'm so grateful for where I am now. I don't want to keep saying, oh, I'm bipolar, I'm adopted, oh, I was abused. Girl, okay, we all got a sob story. What you going to do now? What you going to do with that? You know what I'm saying? I feel so blessed to have been through what I've been through because I'm still here. And half the people that I know that have been through what I've been through are dead. So I need to count my lucky stars and just take the scars that I have and just move forward and make something beautiful out of it. And plus, I like being built like that. I don't know. I want to be hard. I want to be strong. And you got to go through things to be that. You got to build yourself up. And I like that. I don't, it's a challenge. You got to rewire things in your brain. It's not hard. It's a challenge. It's not impossible. It's just, you might have to struggle to get there, but you're going to be so much stronger when you get there. And you have something to be proud of. It's like getting a tattoo. Why would you take a pain pill and then get a tattoo? You don't deserve that tattoo. I'm going to need you to go in there and take that pain and earn that tattoo. That is a spiritual process. And that bonding of whatever you're getting and whatever it represents for you, and then the blood and then the pain, it's just, it can help you heal. I don't know why people come for people with tats. It's a spiritual tool. I can always grow. Yeah, I can always grow. I look at how far I've come and I can't believe the person I've grown into. Like, it's kind of crazy. I didn't even think that I would be able to get myself back up off the ground. I was an addict. I didn't have my kids. I had lost the album that I had handwritten and been working on for 4 years. I didn't have my 6 bedroom, 3 level house. I didn't have our 2 cars. I didn't have my husband. I had nothing. And now I'm here and I live below my means, and I am grateful to live below my means because if I ever get more, I don't have to worry about being infected with the spirit of excess because it makes you treat other people like crap. I want to make sure that I can keep giving. That's the real way to keep your wealth, is to give it away, basically. Like, I never understood that in recovery when they would say you gotta give it away to keep it. I'm like, what are they talking about? It took me 2 years to understand what that meant. You gotta give it away to keep it. What does that even mean? But yeah, energetically you do. And even people, you gotta let them go. You gotta let things be free. You can never control or chase. It makes them run. You're gonna have a rebellion. You can't force anything. And this is where manipulation comes in. Even a scent in the right place can manipulate everything in the room to be drawn to you if that's what you want. Or you can spray one that will have everything repel you if that's what you want. You have to do things intentionally and know what it is you're trying to get out of the situation. You can always grow. I can always change and improve. People think it's too late. How's it too late, yo? If you can articulate, if you are aware that you want to change, then it's not too late. You're still alive, so it's really not too late. There's always a solution, and that's what really used to irritate me about people is when they would always have a problem for every solution. Like, bro, there's always a way out. There's always a door. I've never seen a house that doesn't have a door. So there is a way out. You really have to want to look for it. You can't just give up, you know? The last one is enjoying the journey, because once you get where you want to go, you're there. So then what? That's very true. And unfortunately, I found when I fulfill goals, it's not very fulfilling once I've accomplished the goal. What was fulfilling was the little the little things I accomplished along the way. Because in order for me to reach major goals, I have to change big things in me. I I have to become more consistent. Well, that's something I've tried to do my entire life, and I've only recently been able to start to do that. Even my daily, what I do every single day, my daily routine took me 3 years to get down because of my bipolar or whatever. Now I can do it on autopilot. So whether I'm having a manic episode or a depressive episode, which I really don't have anymore, I will be at least be able to take care of my kids in my house because it's so deeply ingrained in me. But the flip side is anything new that I try to integrate into my routine, I'm gonna forget. And so that takes a little while, but we're figuring it out. So those are the 12 things that I am leaving in next year. Those are the 12 things that I'm doing differently this year. And I've already started doing them. And it's a lot easier to just change little tiny things to get to your big goal than to try to just change your whole life overnight, because you didn't get where you are overnight. It's just like when somebody is like 100 pounds overweight, you're you don't want to like pop pills or do something extreme to try to lose the weight. You just want to work out a little bit every day gradually so that you can gradually lose the weight. You gradually gained it, so why would you try to lose it so fast overnight? People got to give themselves more grace and more time to change and evolve. You don't have to do things so quickly. And I've been trying to tell my teenagers that they rush through everything. And I used to be like that. And it wasn't until I went to rehab and this girl was like, "Girl, why you keep rushing around? Where are you going?" I was like bumping into walls and tripping over my feet. She was like, "Where you going?" We all got 90 days. What you doing? And I'm like, "Damn, you right. I was running from myself." But I'm about to run to this bed because I am tired. I love you. Thank you for joining me here. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Oh my God.